What's going on, guys, and welcome back to my channel for another Football Manager video. Today we're going to be doing something slightly different. This video's topic has come as an idea from someone in my Discord. His name is Ethan, and he suggested that I take a look at the NxGN top 50 wonder kids in football and see what they look like in Football Manager. And also what we're going to do to spice it up is we're going to take a look at some of those in 10 years time. Today we're only going to look at the top 10 from the article. The article is brought out by Goal each year. Basically, this award is given to every the top 50 youth prospects in world football. So obviously these are going to be absolutely sensational players inside this year's Football Manager game. So without any further ado, let's get into taking a look at number 10. So then, guys, kicking things off, we have Renier. Now this guy, Brazilian guy, he's kind of won a fair bit already. He will start a save for you at Borussia Dortmund. He's only 18 years of age at the start of the game, valued at 1.7 million. Nice looking player, very well rounded in a lot of areas. He's been purchased by Real Madrid last season from Flamengo over in Brazil, where he's already won a Copa Libertadores. That is, for those of you guys who don't know, the Champions League equivalent, but for South America. He's already won one of those. He's been at Real Madrid, not really played a great deal, and they have loaned him out to Borussia Dortmund for 2 seasons. So as you can see, if you go onto his contract info, he is at Borussia Dortmund until 2022, so you won't be able to pick him up there unless the loan is cancelled for some whatever reason. But as you can see, he looks like a very good prospect, attacking midfielder, very strong on his right foot. He's already played a decent amount for Borussia Dortmund this season. I'm just going to pop up his stats on Transfermarkt. As you can see, he's already got 11 appearances and 1 goal for Borussia Dortmund. Obviously, at this point, we are towards the end of the season, but you have to remember he is a very young player, and Dortmund do value youth, so I'd imagine he would play a lot more in his second season on loan. As I said we do in this video, we will take a look at the player 10 years into the future and see how Football Manager has panned out their career. And as you can see, this guy is currently at Arsenal. I wonder if he will be playing in the Super League. He is currently valued at £59 million. Unfortunately, he's not been capped for Brazil at the age of 28, but as you can see, he looks like a very solid player. In some of my personal saves, I've seen this guy do a lot better. Let's take a look at his career history. Yeah, so he's had 2 years on loan at Dortmund, didn't really play. Since he went back to Real Madrid, again, didn't really play. Was released and picked up by Palmeiras for free. Wow. He had 2 very good years at Palmeiras, 16 goals and 22 assists, and then 24 goals and 18 assists in the Brazilian league. Definitely not to be sniffed at. Prompted Arsenal to pay 22.5 million for him, and he's finally played his first full season of football in Europe at the age of what that will be 27, averaging a 7.44. It's a very good return for Arsenal. And as you can see, looking at his stats, he's a very solid player, very good mentally. No attribute below 11. Very nice technically where he needs to be. Great dribbling, good free kick taking, good passing, great technique as well. And pretty solid physicals all round as well, with the lowest ones of those being his jumping reach at 13. He is a elite attacking midfielder, guys. He's a very good person for you to pick up, and definitely one to keep an eye on, especially being at Dortmund and the youth producing factory that they are. Let's move into number 9. And in number 9, we have PSV youngster Mohamed Ehatron. As I said, PSV Dutch youngster, 18 years of age at the start of the save, valued at £5.5 million. And the thing that I love about Ehatron is the fact that he can play as a natural anywhere across that 3 behind the striker. He's got a very strong left foot, a fairly strong right foot, and he's already got a fantastic base of attributes for you guys to build off of. In terms of his technical ability, his first touch and technique is sensational for an 18-year-old. However, I will say that you're going to see a lot of that on this top 10. absolutely good, absolutely great. Very nice mentals as well. It's not great in terms of leadership or his positioning, but again, this can be worked on. He is young, he will still grow. He's already had a decent season and decent career at PSV. This year, he's already played 21 appearances for the club in the Eredivisie, scoring 3 goals and providing 2 assists as well. Bearing in mind, he is still very young, only 19 years of age in real life. Let's see where he is in the game in 10 years' time. So then 10 years into the future, and a Hatteran finds himself at Old Trafford playing for Manchester United. He has been capped 67 times for the Dutch national team, scoring 17 goals, valued at 80 million. He is an important player at Manchester United. And for me, the thing that stick out about him is all the attributes where he is exceptional. Like if you look at his technical attributes, he's got great dribbling, great first touch, good passing, great technique, exactly what you need for a player in that final third to really unlock defenses. Mentally, he's fantastic as well. Great anticipation, good composure, great flair, great off the ball, and fantastic vision of 18. And those physicals as well for those sorts of positions are exactly what you're looking for. He can twist and turn out of trouble, basically. Yeah, okay, doesn't have great jumping reach, doesn't have good positioning or leadership. I don't think you need that. As long as you have a leader in your team, I think as a central attacking midfielder, or as I mentioned earlier, any of these 3 positions behind the striker, I think you're in for picking up a very good player. In terms of his career in here, he stayed at PSV for a fair few seasons, and Manchester United pulled the trigger in 2024-2025 and signed him for £75 million. In number 8, then we have former Chelsea youngster Jamal Musiala. He looks very good at the tender age of 17 in this game in Football Manager this year. As I said, 17 years of age, he was picked up by Bayern from Chelsea for free. As you can see, he starts to save in Bayern's second team. But as you can see, natural at the striker position, natural at the central attacking midfield position, fairly strong on his left, very strong on his right. I'm very intrigued to see how he gets on and how he develops. In terms of everything that he's done this season, he has played a decent amount of football this year, given the recent injury to Robert Lewandowski at Bayern Munich. He's played 22 times in the Bundesliga, scoring 6 goals, but this youngster has won it all. Whilst he's been at Bayern, he has won everything. He's won the Bundesliga, he's won the Super Cups, he's won everything like that. This guy is a winner, and he's currently only aged 18 in real life. I'm very, very intrigued to see how he gets on, especially with this 17 determination. I'm hoping he gets some good game time, but this would be a very good pickup for your teams. He's currently wanted by Dortmund in this save. They know what they're doing with youngsters. Let's see how he looks in 10 years' time. Okay then, so 10 years into the future, and he finds himself at RB Leipzig. He is back in Germany, despite having spells in England with Bournemouth and Everton. We'll take a look at those in a minute. But the main difference, you can see his eligibility has changed. He is now eligible for the German national team, despite not being capped. And I think we know why that is, because of the new gen issue in FM. But as you can see, looks very, very good still. A very consistent striker by the looks of things. He is wanted by Aston Villa. Let's take a look at his career stats and see what's happened. In terms of game time, he's played a decent amount, but not at a high enough level for me. He's played a couple of games here and there for Bayern Munich before going out on loan to Bournemouth. In the Premier League, though, played 12 times, got 2 goals, did okay. Since then, Everton purchased him for 11.5 million. He's been, again, only okay at Everton. And then RB Leipzig paid 30.5 million for him, and he's done okay there as well. 2 goals in 6 appearances in his most recent season. Obviously, we are about to go into the 2029-2030 season, but again, he looks like a good prospect. Remember, guys, this is just how they play out in this one simulation. We're not necessarily saying that this guy's going to be a bust, but I think with more game time, a lot of these players would improve. Let's move on to the next one. And into number 7, we have a personal favourite of mine, and that is Dutch midfielder Ryan Gravenberch. He has been a mainstay in the last FM and this one as one of the main guys to pick up in your save. He is a natural at central midfield and central attacking midfield, great on both feet, fantastic attributes up and down the board. He is 6'3" and has these physicals as well. He's an absolute machine in the central of the midfield. He has the trait of runs with the ball often, and in my saves, I had him in my Glory Hunter save whilst I was at Monaco. He was exceptional there, and I definitely recommend you guys taking a strong look at Ryan Gravenberch. He's already won a Dutch championship whilst being at Ajax, and this season in the Eredivisie, he's managed to rack up 26 appearances with 3 goals and 5 assists. Yeah, he's picked up 5 bookings, but I don't think that's too bad. He's currently 18 years of age, both in real life and at the start of FM, and I have a feeling this is going to be one of the better ones on the list, guys. Let's see how he looks in 10 years' time. So into the future we go, and Ryan Gravenberch has now made over 100 appearances for the Dutch national team. He's not actually been picked up by what I would perceive as a European big hitter. He finds himself at Sevilla, but in terms of how good he looks as a player and how well-rounded he is, I think he's just sensational. Great dribbling, great first touch, fantastic passing, great technique as you would expect. His mentals are sort of off the charts, great flair, great off the ball. Fantastic vision as well, 19 agility and 17 balance. He's going to feel silky on the ball, guys, and with that passing and the vision and stuff like that and the technique, he can definitely shred your defense regardless of where you play him. The opposition defense, sorry, should I say. If he's at central midfield, he can definitely do that as a deep line playmaker. I played him in my save either as a central attacking midfielder or actually out on the attacking midfield left. I thought he was quite good there as well, cutting in on his more favoured right foot. In this save, what has he gone on to do other than make 100 appearances for the Dutch national team? Looks like he stayed at Ajax a long period of time until his contract was over, and he's gone over to Sevilla. As you can see though, in his entire career, 300 appearances, 73 goals, 71 assists, and an average rating of 7.55. You can definitely tell the type of player that Ryan Gravenberch is. Very consistent at a very high level. So the guy who has missed out on the top 5 narrowly is Florian Wirtz. I think he looks like a fantastic young prospect coming out of Bayern Leverkusen. Again, another attacking player. I think you're going to see this throughout this list. It's going to be littered with a lot of attacking midfielders, strikers, wingers, that sort of thing. The top 10 definitely is. Whilst he looks very solid, there are better players on this list if you ask me. 17 years of age, he is German, valued at 3.4 million. I think he could turn into a very important player for you. Good on both feet, solid technically, very solid mentally, and doing okay physically, but you have to remember he is only 17 years of age. These physicals will change a lot, I'm sure. He has been pretty good for Bayern Leverkusen so far this season. 24 appearances in the Bundesliga, 4 goals, 6 assists. You can definitely see why he is on this list. He has a lot of potential. Let's see what he turns into. So Florian Wirtz has stayed in Germany, and Bayern Munich have come knocking. He's almost made 300 appearances in his career so far. And as I said, he does look like a very good prospect. Whilst he is probably the best on this list by any stretch, he is still a very good player. He is a elite attacking midfielder. Good dribbling, good first touch, great passing, great technique, good off the ball, good vision again as well. Great agility, great natural fitness. Again, he's lacking in the jumping reach as some of these other players are. Has the player trait now of dictates tempo, which is good to see. But if you compare him and Ryan Gravenberch before him, I know which one I would rather have in Football Manager, and it would be the Dutch monster that is Ryan Gravenberch. In terms of his career stats in this simulation, guys, again, someone whose contract has just ended, and Bayern Munich have picked up an absolute steal here for free. As you can see, again, averaging a 7.5 in all of his career games, 299 games played in the Bundesliga, and as you can see, 63 goals, 58 assists, and he is doing very well, guys. Despite Bayern picking him up for free, he looks like a very good pickup if you are able to pick him up for your teams in Football Manager. So now we move into the top 5, and we have the only Englishman on this list, and we are back at Dortmund again. This time it is for a player of their own. Whilst the last man we looked at, Renier, was on loan from Real Madrid, this guy is Dortmund's player now, having been purchased from Birmingham earlier last season. Very good on both feet, central midfield, absolute superstar. He's already scoring goals in Champions League quarterfinals, guys. This guy, Jude Bellingham, will be one of the best shining lights of English football. Age 17 at the start of an FM save, valued at 4.2 million. You're going to pay a lot more than that to pick him up. This season for Dortmund in the Bundesliga, he's already massed 25 appearances, 1 goal and 3 assists, and obviously that goal against Manchester City in the Champions League quarter-finals. He is an absolute beast, and you can see why Borussia Dortmund paid that 25 million to Birmingham City last year. As I said, looks like a sensational talent. In all of my saves, he always ends up in Manchester United. Let's see where he ends up this time. Now, it's not quite Manchester United, but it is one of the powerhouse teams in England. Obviously, the spending power that the English teams do have because of the money in the Premier League. I'm not going to go into money. The European Super League things really irritated me. But as you can see, Jude Bellingham at Liverpool. Liverpool have managed to buy him from Dortmund in this save. Just look at his graph, man. You can see how well his attributes are balanced. Sensational physically, very good mentally as well, and brilliant technically. And he is only just 26 years of age, guys, so he's going into his prime, having already got 79 caps for England and 12 goals. In this simulation, he is wanted by none other than Paris Saint-Germain. And how much did Liverpool buy him for? £99 million. As you can see though, in his career in this save, bearing in mind in his career we are counting the time at Birmingham and obviously the first season in this save where he only made 3 appearances, 313 career club appearances in league competitions, 62 goals, 67 assists, but that average rating of 7.61 is just sensational, guys. Honestly, you cannot say how good that is. We've looked at some sensational players in this, and in terms of attributes and what you're looking for in Football Manager, Jude Bellingham is the best one that we have looked at so far. However, there are 4 very well-known Football Manager and real life players coming up, and we'll start that with number 4 coming up next. Now then, guys, as I mentioned Ehathren earlier, and the fact that he can play across all 3 of the positions behind the striker, this guy, Pedri from Barcelona, is like Ehathren but on steroids. This guy's 17 years of age at the start of the game, and he's already a sensational player that would fit into the starting 11 of pretty much every side in the game that you would want to build. Now, I used Barcelona personally during the beta period, and when I saw this guy and saw how good he was, whilst being young, I basically saw Lionel Messi again, but a Spanish version. They have a lot of the same attributes, a lot of the same traits. Reasonable left foot. This guy's right-footed as opposed to Messi being left-footed, of course, but it's the dribbling, the great first touch, the great passing, the low centre of gravity, being 5'9", tries to killer balls, he runs with the ball often, and he has been playing sensational football for Barcelona this year in what has been a struggle for them in the Liga Santander or Liga BBVA. I can't remember, La Liga. I never keep up with who sponsors what league. In the La Liga this year, he has 30 appearances, 2 goals, 3 assists, and as of the weekend, he has picked up the Copa del Rey trophy. As you can see, I'm going to flash it up on screen now. He's a sensational talent. Already age 17 years of age. His career so far, he's done pretty well. Come out of Laguna, signed for Las Palmas. Barcelona bought him and then loaned him back to Las Palmas, I believe. He looks like a sensational talent, as I said, age 17 years of age. My bet, I reckon this guy ends up at PSG, or he stays at Barcelona his entire career and is sensational, just like Lionel Messi. So then, 10 years in advance of his start in Football Manager 2021, and as you can see, I was correct. He has moved to PSG. It happens a lot in my saves. He either stays at Barca or he goes to PSG. It doesn't really go anywhere else for him. As you can see though, he is an elite player, age 27. So he's in his prime as well. 98 caps for Spain, 29 goals. As I said, he looks sensational. He really does remind me of Lionel Messi. The thing that stands out, right, are his mental attributes. And I don't even know, I've not even looked to see how much this guy has played in his career. Obviously, he's played a decent amount to be at PSG, but we'll dive into that in a second. His physicals really do remind me of Messi. Again, jumping reach, who cares? He's not going to win the ball in the air for you. I honestly don't care. His mentals are absolutely stand out. His technical ability as well. I think you can, if you were in charge of him, obviously we've just simulated 10 years here. If you were in charge of Pedri, I think you could hone him and make him even better, guys. So let's have a look at his career history and see what's happened, and see, most importantly, how much PSG paid for him. Will it be the highest transfer so far? We saw 99 million for Jude Bellingham, 105 million. And guys, look at this. Obviously, he's had a year at Las Palmas. Obviously, Barcelona B appearance here. This is the season where we start our game, and he played 28 times for Barcelona. Obviously, being at these clubs, Barcelona and PSG do have elite level facilities, which obviously will allow him to develop as much as humanly possible. But look at how good he's been. This is the highest average rating I've ever seen over the course of a season, over the course of a career, sorry. And since he's just got to PSG, he's just got better and better. In his time at PSG, he's averaging over an 8 as his average rating. 8 is just sensational. I think the NxGN people have got the nail on the head putting this guy inside the top 3. He is sensational. Oh no, top 3. He's 4th. Oh god, he's not even in the top 3, and he's this good. Oh my god. As I said, guys, 105 million PSG paid for him. If you could somehow get Pedri in your saves, just do it. He's sensational. Football Manager have got this right. As I said, NxGN have got this right. This guy is going to be a superstar for Spain and maybe Barcelona. Personally, I don't see him leaving Barcelona. If he goes to PSG, I think he could be a superstar over in France. Let's finally move into this top 3 then. And we're into the top 3, and we are back at Dortmund for our 3rd time inside the top 10. And we have American starlet Giovanni Reyna. Now, I think he looks sensational. Anyone who's been watching the Premier League for years will remember the Man City defender Claudio Reyna. This is his son. American, at Dortmund. He's come from the NYFC Academy, New York City Academy, sorry. He is listed as a wonder kid. 6 foot already, age 17, £5 million transfer value. Fantastic attributes all across the board. Can play with both feet, attacking midfield, central midfield, can play on the left. And obviously he is playing a lot for Dortmund this season. He has played 27 times in the Bundesliga with 4 goals and 7 assists to his name. He is 18 in real life. He is sensational. This guy is going to be the leading light for the USA alongside Christian Pulisic moving forward. They've got a lot of talented players coming out of the US, so make sure you guys do keep up with US soccer. Let's take a look at Gio Reyna in 10 years time, guys. I think this is going to be one of the best players we've ever seen. And I knew it would happen sooner or later. We would find ourselves at Real Madrid. And as I said, Giovanni Reyna will be a superstar for the USA. And in this simulation, he's got 121 caps for his country with 36 goals, age 27. So he's still got plenty of playing time, plenty of time to kind of... I reckon he could easily nudge that 200 mark, which would be an unbelievable career for anyone at any age for any country. I think 200 appearances for your national team would just be unbelievable. He's got great technicals, as you can see. His mentals have improved a little bit as well. His physicals are where I think he sort of is that standout player. He's very well rounded. He can't defend. You don't need him to. I think he's an elite attacking midfielder, as it says here in his media description, actually. Gets forward whenever possible, is nice, dictates tempo, tries to play his way out of trouble, cuts inside from the left wing. He has prompted Real Madrid to pay some money for him. Only 85 million, which some people may say is cheap. But anyway, he's had a nice long career at Dortmund, where he's played a decent amount of games every single year before Real Madrid paying £85 million for his services. Giovanni Reina will be the best North American on this list, in my opinion, and is definitely one to keep an eye on at Dortmund next season. Into the top two then, and who else but Eduardo Camavinga. If you've played Football Manager over the last two iterations of the game, you will know about this guy. He's going to cost you an arm, a leg, a kidney, all sorts. You're going to have to sell the whole house to get him, but if you do, he will be the linchpin. He will be the most valuable player in your team from that central midfield spot. If for some reason you've been living under a rock and you don't know who he is, he's already made his appearance, his debut for the French national team. Just think how good that French national team is, especially in central midfield. He's already played for them. He scored a bicycle kick. I think it was on his debut or his second appearance. Unbelievable talent. He still plays for Stade Rennais over in France. 17 years of age at the start of the game, good on both feet, central midfielder or can play defensive midfield. He is sensational mentally, he is unbelievable physically for someone 17 years of age. His technicals you can work on, but has the foundations to be exceptional. He's already made a decent number of appearances for Rennes. He's playing for them week in, week out in Liga. He's already got 31 appearances this season, 1 goal, 1 assist, and as I said, he is already playing for that French national side and has 4 caps at the time of recording this video for the senior men's team. As I said, he's going to cost an arm and a leg. Let's move forward 10 years and see what this beast looks like. So it's taken a little while, but we are back to back at Real Madrid, and it's no surprise Eduardo Camavinga is at one of Europe's most elite clubs. 89 appearances for the French national team, 20 goals in this simulation. As you can see, he's a knacker at both central midfield and defensive midfield. His technicals have come on leaps and bounds. The 18 technique is just fantastic. He can tackle, he can pass, he can mark, he can shred your defense with a good pass. His mentals are, in my opinion, where he stands out the best. Great anticipation, great composure. The positioning, the vision is exactly what you want in a central midfield partnership. If I could put him alongside Ryan Gravenberch as my central midfield 2 in a 4-2-3-1, I would have no issues thinking that we would have the best 2 central midfielders in the world. If we could have those 2 with Pedri in front, ooh, Jesus, that'd be good. Anyway, his physical's great again. Dictates the tempo. He's got all these player traits. You can train them on him yourself. Looking at his career stats in the bottom right, which you won't be able to see, he has gone via Rennes to Liverpool and now finds himself at Real Madrid. So let's take a look at his career stats. Liverpool got him for free. How has that happened? How have Rennes allowed that to happen? I can't believe it. He's had a great career in England in this simulation, and Real Madrid have paid the highest transfer fee that we've seen for someone so far, 111 million to Liverpool for the French international, and he looks like he's had a very good career as well. Over 300 career appearances is the hallmark of a very good player 10 years into the future, or 10 years into their career, should we say. 66 goals, 72 assists, 70 player of the matches, which is just ridiculous. That is a fantastic number, with the highest average rating of 7.76, which how the game does average ratings this year is just exceptional. The bar for how good a player is on your player match ratings, an average okay decent performance is 6.8. This guy's playing at a whole rating above that, so it just goes to show how influential and how good he can be in the center of the park. Now we move on to the guy who's in the number 1 spot in this NxGN top 50. And we are back at Barcelona, and Ansu Fati is #1 on this list. And I know a lot of you are going to be expecting Moukoko to be on here, and I understand why. However, I think Ansu Fati has already achieved a lot more in his career at similar ages. Obviously, I know Moukoko is just turned 16 years of age, and everyone and their mum has done a video on him in Football Manager. He is sensational, but unfortunately he is on this list, but he's not inside the top 10, and we're just taking a look at the top 10 today. This is Ansu Fati at the start of the game. Good on both feet, can play on either wing or up front. 17 years of age, young Spaniard, great dribbling, great technique already, and he is lightning quick at the start of the game. As I said, you're gonna have to spend a lot of money on any of these players on this list, but I think Ansu Fati is probably going to be the most expensive given how much potential he's got in the game already. Valued at £54 million. He's come through La Masia, and he is going to be a superstar in the future. Him and Pedri for Spain, I don't think you guys comprehend how good those two are going to be. They are the future of Spanish football. I'm really intrigued to see how good he is in 10 years time, guys, and I hope he stays at Barcelona, because we've not had a one club person as of, yeah, I'll be back in a sec. So 10 years into the future, and Ansu Fati is still at Barcelona, which I could not be happier about. He's 27 years of age, valued at £81 million. He's got over 100 caps for Spain, 114 caps and 54 goals. Now, bear in mind, this guy doesn't necessarily play as an out-and-out striker for all his games. I'd love to see what his breakdown would be. That's a great return. His technical abilities have improved no end, as well as his mentals. The standout one for me is that 20 for flair. Is just unbelievable. It makes him so unpredictable. Couple that with his electric pace and great agility, he is going to be so unpredictable and so good for whatever team you use in Football Manager. If you're Barcelona, try him out. I think the youth that come through Barcelona, there's a load of Barcelona players on this list. Obviously, we've spoken about Fati and Pedri. I know Mariba's on this list. I know there's several other Barcelona players on this list. So if you have an opportunity to go and use Barcelona, try out some of these youngsters, or take a look at the Rebuilding Barcelona save that I did in the beta. I tried to ship out a lot of the old deadwood. It took me a long time to do it, but I got there, got rid of Griezmann, got rid of Coutinho, and we put all our effort into using these young players, and we were heavily rewarded, guys. In terms of his career history, we don't need to go too far to find out how good he's been. Obviously, he's been at Barcelona. I'm unsure where my camera is. I think you guys will be able to see all this. 318 career appearances, 147 goals. So that is just under a goal every other game. But couple that with his 51 assists as well, it's averaging over a goal contribution every other game. It's just sensational. 7.69 average rating as well. He has had a very good year, however isn't quite as good as his Barcelona compatriot Pedri in terms of his highest average rating. So then, guys, that is the end of this video looking at the NxGN 2021 top 10. Obviously, there are sensational players in this list that I haven't covered. Obviously, I've only taken a look at their top 10 at the moment. I will leave a list to a link to the article down below in the description, so you guys can check out the list for yourselves, and maybe you guys can use them as a shortlist for your FM22 saves when that game does come out. But that's where I'm going to leave things for today, guys. If you have enjoyed today's video, something a little bit different from me, drop a like on the video down below, subscribe if you are new around here, and I will see you tomorrow for another episode of my Pentagon Challenge. Take care, see you then.